Hello, it's Laura Faith and welcome to our Pilates class today, focusing on sculpting our thighs. So today we're going to start laying on our sides. So take your legs to one side, and then if you've got a mat, use the back edge of your mat to set up in a straight line. So your ankles, hips, shoulders are stacked. And then your top hand is resting on the floor in front of you, and your wrist is underneath your elbow. Now bring your legs so they're further forwards, about a 45-degree angle away from the body. Lift your top leg, just so it's in line with the hip. Flex your foot and bring your top leg forwards, and then take it back. So we breathe in as we bring it forwards, breathe out as you take it back. In forwards and back. Now strengthen the abdominals and the pelvic floor, feeling as though you're drawing them in and up. So really deep breaths into the ribs, and it's the abdominals, the pelvic floor and the glute muscles that are going to draw in, that's going to stabilise the pelvis and your torso and spine. So we're trying not to get any movement in the spine or the body at all here, just the leg. Heels together, toes apart. And we lift the leg, point, exhale to flex. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. So here again, same thing, we're using just the legs, but we're keeping the body still by drawing the navel to the spine and scooping up the pelvic floor muscles. The legs want to feel as though they're long, so they're reaching away from the body. And the underneath leg stays active at all times. The crown of the head reaches away to keep the spine nice and long. Top leg now circles, so breathe in for one circle and breathe out for the next circle. Circling in any direction to start with, we're going 10 in one direction and then 10 in the other direction. And keeping the breath smooth, keep the movement fluid and change directions so that we can flow with the breath and keep the control within the movement. So we're really focusing the mind on just moving the leg, not the torso, not anywhere in the spine or the body. Bring the leg down, heel together, toes apart. Now we're going into the passe now. So toe comes up to the knee, extend the leg and flex all the way down. So we breathe in as we bend and unfold, and breathe out as you scoop down. So here you want to squeeze the bottom in and feel as though you're rotating the thighs. So as you come down, the heels are together and the toes apart, and reverse. So we inhale to lift, flexed foot, and then exhale to lower. Keeping relaxed through the shoulders, spine long again. Lift and extend. Last one. Bend your top leg, place your knee and your ankle on the floor. Inhale to lift the bottom leg, exhale to lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Now just check that your top hip is still stacked on top of your bottom one. If not, you can place something under your knee just to bring the knee a little bit higher so it's in line with the hip. Breathing in to lift, breathe out to lower. Smooth movement and smooth breath again. Keeping length through the spine. Now think of your breastbone, your chest wants to lift forwards, and that's going to help draw the shoulder blades in. Now begin to circle the underneath leg forwards, once again using one breath for each movement. And reverse the other way, so 5 in one direction and 5 in the other direction. Slowly lower down. Bring the top leg back to meet the bottom leg. Readjust if you need to. Heels together, toes apart. You're going to tap your top heel back 4 times, lift, and then bring it forwards, tap 4 times, then lift. Now exhale, 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 inhale, lift. Exhale as you tap 4 times, inhale to lift. And this time we're going to use a bit more of a kicking action as you lift the leg up, to really work the abdominals, stretch and strengthen the thigh muscles as well. Bring the leg back down. Top leg reaches back, circles all the way forwards, and then back again. So we breathe in to circle, breathe out as you reach back. Now here, if the breath feels a bit strange, just reverse the breath, whichever feels best for you. So we breathe nice and smooth. Now try and take the movement as big as you can, and we're going to reverse this time. So bringing forward, circle back, and then bring forwards again. Now I find this one really hard. So we've got to lift the abdominals, scooping them up, and then think about lifting the waist away from the floor. So we want to create an arc with the waist. And that creates a bit more support through the spine and the torso. Now bring the leg back, and we're going to pulse the leg back. So arabesque pulses, using the back of the thigh and the butt here. Smooth breath again. Reach the leg nice and long, and let that length radiate through the crown of the head. Last 2 and 1, release. Brilliant. Now press yourself up, and you're going to bring one leg to the front and one leg to the back. Coming into your pretzel starting position, arms curved in front. Now we're going to inhale to lift the back knee, exhale to lower. Now this movement is quite challenging, so don't worry about lifting the knee so high. Think about trying to keep the torso still and try not to let it lean. I could feel my abdominals working really hard here to try and keep my spine and everything in line. So we lift, this time lifting your foot away from the floor. So keeping your knee down, lifting your foot. So working slightly different muscles around the hip and the thigh. So breathing out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. And we're stabilising the spine, stabilising the shoulders, and keeping the arms still. Yeah, so try not to get any movement anywhere else apart from the leg. This time we're lifting the whole leg. So breathe out, lift, breathe in, lower. Out and lift, in and lower. Now if you ever feel the sitting in this position doesn't work, grab something and pop it underneath your hip. And that's going to help to stack the spine a little bit more. Keeping the leg lifted, and we're going to press the thigh back and then bring it back to centre. So we breathe out as we bring back, and breathe in as we bring it back to neutral. Press and in, back, in, back, in. Keep lengthening your spine, and back, in. Now you should really feel that work. I think I took a nice big deep breath after that one. And we're going to do all of that on the other side. So bring yourself down again. Set up in a straight line using the back edge of your mat if you've got a mat. Hand on the floor in front, and then legs to a 45-degree angle. Long spine, braced abs, lift the top leg. Flex your foot and bring your top leg forwards. And then point and take it back. Breathe in to bring the leg forwards. Breathe out to take it back. Again, scooping the abdominals in, pelvic floor engaged, and butt pulling in. So that's all part of your core, the bottom, the pelvic floor, the core muscles, the waist lifting away from the floor. That's also going to help you stabilise. In forwards, breathe out back. Breathe in, breathe out. Forwards and back. Lengthen the leg really long. Forwards again and back. Forwards, and bring the legs back together, lift and lower. So breathe in to lift, breathe out to lower. So point softly on the way up, breathe out strongly on the way down. And keep rotating the thigh. So the inner thigh wants to feel as though it's spiralling forwards. The bottom is pulling in towards each other. Imagine you've got a penny between your butt cheeks and you're trying to keep that penny in there. And that's going to help you think about rotating a little bit more, which also helps to pull the pelvic floor up and maintain that engagement. Circling forwards with the top leg. Breathe in for one circle, breathe out. 8, 7, 6, 5, keep really long. 3, 2, And we're going to reverse this time, taking them backwards. Again, trying to pull in the abdominals and the pelvic floor to stabilise the spine. We always want to think about the powerhouse, the core, being the centre of any of our movement. And if our core is strong, we know that our movement will be strong. Passe. Bring it in, extend, and then flex and lower. Toe comes in, extend, and flex and lower. Now this side for me is always slightly weaker, so I have to work especially hard with the abdominals. That's probably why my abdominals are a little bit achy today. And then reverse. So kick up with a flex foot and then bring the leg down and uncurl it. So breathe in, lift, breathe out and lower. And last. Oh, I got my foot wrong there. Whoops. Flex to lift and lower. Last one. Now we lift that top leg, bend it, place it on the floor in front. Bring it in if you need to, prop something underneath, breathe in and lift, breathe out lower. And again, breathe and lift. Now sometimes when we use the underneath leg, the inside of the ankle starts to kind of crunch and the foot starts to sickle. So what I like to say is, imagine the inside of your leg all the way down to the big toe is really long. So feel as though you're lifting through the heel a little bit more, rather than trying to lift with the toes. And hopefully that helps. Now circling forwards, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and reverse. Circle. You can make these as big or as small as you like, but again keeping the torso nice and still. Lower it down, extend your top leg again. Flex your foot, tap it down 4 times, then kick up, and then bringing it to the front. Kicking up and behind. 3, 2, 1. Lift and forward. 3, 2, 1. Lift and exhale, 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 exhale. Inhale. Now on this side, I could feel that my hip was moving quite a lot, so I popped my hand on my hip, and that helped me just to recognise whether I was moving or not, and whether I need to pull in my abdominals. So feel free to do that if you like, if you haven't got anyone to spot you. And release. Coming into our rond de jambe. So we are going to take your top leg all the way back, circle it forwards, and again take it back. Breathe in and circle forwards, breathe out and take it back. Now on this side I've decided to flex and point my foot. On the other side I didn't, so don't worry about the foot on this side. Trying to work my other leg, my weaker leg a little bit harder I think. So again, breathe in, lift, long leg, and breathe out to take it back. Again, if you've got a weaker side, then just take the movement a little bit smaller. Mine's definitely smaller on this side, so I could concentrate on the control a little bit more. Have we reversed yet? And reverse the other way. And I think I may have done a few more on this side, so feel free to kind of skip, fast forward if you need to. I think I got carried away on my weaker side. But again, if you're on your weaker side, feel free to do a little bit more on this side. Just try and strengthen it a little bit more. So again, we'll breathe in and lift and circle, breathe out. Keep the spine long, abdominals embraced. And relax through the shoulders. Arabesque pulses, so take the leg back, smooth breath. And again, just check in that your hips aren't moving, so squeeze your butt. Bring the leg in, and then bend your knees to press yourself up. Come into our pretzel sitting position. We're going to bring our arms into our beach ball shape again, fingertips in front of the breastbone, and then inhale to lift the knee, or exhale to lift the knee, and then inhale to lower. Again, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Focusing on lengthening the spine here, lifting your chest, through your beach ball arms and the crown of your head reaches up. Now even though the knee is lifting, that hip wants to press down. Lifting the foot this time. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And just check that your shoulders are still directly over your hips. Keep breathing. Every breath in, find length through your spine. Every breath out, see if you can deepen the abdominal contraction just that little bit more. Now lifting the whole leg this time. Breathe out, lift, breathe in and lower. Breathe out and lift. Now I've shifted to the side a little bit here because this is my weaker side. So what I should have done here is just taken my movement a little bit smaller. So if you need to do that, please feel free. Keep the abdominals contracting. Now press the thigh back this time and bring it back to center. Press it back and in. Inhale, exhale, back and in, back, in. Brilliant. Keep lengthening your spine, keep lifting your chest, and keep your breath nice and deep. And slowly release it down. Now come into an all-fours position, bringing your shoulders underneath over your wrist, should I say, and then your knees underneath your hips. Lifting your left leg, and then we're going to lift our heel up to the ceiling. Now imagine you've got a wall behind your head that runs all the way down your back, and you're pressing the back of your head back to that wall. That's going to stop the head or the neck coming out of line with the spine. Because often when we're in this position, we like to just drop the head down and kind of relax it. But we want to keep the front of the neck working to protect the back of the neck. This time we're opening the knee to the side and lowering it down. Again, drawing the abdominals in the pelvic floor to stabilize your spine. We breathe out and in, breathe out and in, out and in, breathe out and in. Lift and then take your leg back and then circle it forwards. So as we circle forwards, we're trying to aim to get the knee in towards the waist. So really working the abdominals, also the thighs, and a little bit into the glutes as well. So breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Keep pressing the floor away from you with your hands, and extend your leg to the side and hold. Deep breaths in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Take the leg back and we're going to switch sides. So other leg, heel lifts and lower. Breathe out, lift, breathe in, lower. Keep your eye gaze between your fingertips, your spine long, and your abdominals really braced, really strong. So the only thing moving is your leg. Breathe out, lift, breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift, and little pulses at the top. Keep the breath smooth and release that down. Now open the knee to the side, kind of as though you're a dog going to the toilet. So lift the leg and lower, open and close, open and close. Draw the abs in again, keep focusing on your core center, being where your strong movement radiates from. Now open to the back and knee towards the waist. So draw it in and back. Keep drawing the pelvic floor up as well as the abdominals nice and strong. Try not to let the lower back arch down. Breathe. Breathe out and in. Breathe out. Keep your movement really controlled. Extend your leg to the side. Hold it there. Now I had to flex my foot because the wall was quite close to me here. So if you like, keep your foot pointed. Just softly and release. Come down into child's pose, hips to heels, and extend your arms forwards. Let's have a little stretch. So come all the way down onto your back. Right knee in and then extend your leg up, hold anywhere to the back of the thigh. Now if your knee's really bent, just take it a little bit further away. We're going to increase the stretch by bending your knee, flexing your foot, and then straightening the knee and pointing your leg. So we want to kind of tease length down the back of the leg every time you stretch the thigh. So we're strengthening the front of the thigh and stretching the back. Flex and point to hold it in this position. Your tailbone brings itself back down to the floor. Then cross the right ankle over your left knee. Flex your right foot and then bring the legs in towards the chest. Relaxing your shoulders down, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. Just focus on soft breaths. Focusing on where you can feel the stretch and trying to release in that area. And changing legs. Oh no, same leg, sorry. Bring your right leg over to the left. Now you can keep that leg bent or straighten it out to stretch around the hip. Really good for your piriformis muscle, the muscle that attaches from your hip to your leg or your thigh bone. So to modify, bend the knee if you need to. And once again, just focus on your breath. So as you try and release and stretch, switch sides this time, for real this time. So we're extending the left leg up and bend and flex and then straighten and point. So one breath for each movement again. So bend and stretch, bend and stretch. Bring the tailbone back down to the floor. Hold and flex and point and flex and point. Keep breathing. Now feel your spine really long along your mat or the floor. Bend the knee, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hug the legs in. Now you can hold behind your thigh or your shin. If you have any knee problems, hold behind the thigh. Once again, bring your tailbone back down to the floor, and with every out breath, try and release tension from somewhere. And this time, left leg crosses over to the right, so a spine twist and getting a nice stretch in towards the hip. Extend the leg if you'd like to advance the stretch. Again, to modify, bend the knee at any point if you need to. Focusing on the breath one more time. Release and then hug your knees into your chest, lengthen your spine along the floor, roll yourself all the way up or rock yourself to the side. And that is our Pilates thigh sculpting class today. Thank you for joining me. And if you liked the video, please like it and share, comment, and I shall see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.